Hello, I'm Dr. Larry Lytle, speaking to you from the Laser Learning Center in Rapid City, South Dakota. Today's lesson is on frequency. Frequency is the number of vibrations or interruptions per millisecond. You might recognize frequency best by going to your radio station. In Rapid City, South Dakota, we have a radio station 104.1. We get nice country western music at that frequency. If we change that frequency to 104.2, we get static, and if we change it to 104.3, we get nothing. That's how delicate the frequency and the vibrations are of the body. Many companies claim that they can produce a frequency and allow you to dial that frequency in. The frequency that you dial in is not always the frequency that comes out of the waves that come out of the end of the laser. So be very careful about frequency. It can change very quickly. As I said, look at the radio station and see how just a slight movement of the dial on your radio station will either get you a clear voice or a staticky voice. Some other things to know about frequency is that which one do you use? How do you know what frequency is beneficial for you? Some companies offer books and books full of frequencies and merely confuse the end user. One company has over 100 frequencies that you can choose from. I don't know, as a professional, whether those frequencies are beneficial to you or not. I can tell you this, that frequencies vary from person to person. What one frequency that might be beneficial for you may not also be beneficial for me. The Q laser system that I have designed has 3 standard pre-programmed frequencies into the modes. One of those frequencies is for the benefit of skin and surface. Anything that has to do with the skin, whether it be with sores on the skin or sunburn or bites or things of that nature, that's all programmed into mode 1, which is a standard frequency that's proprietary. Then mode 2 is a frequency that has to do with the brain. It's actually the alpha theta transfer between the alpha and the theta modes of the brain. It's the alpha theta transfer, and that frequency causes the body to be in a state of relaxation or in harmony with the universe. And then in mode 3, there's what I call the Jack Schwartz frequencies, or 29 pre-programmed frequencies that are used to hone in on the frequencies of all the internal organ systems. One company, when they asked where their frequencies came from, actually said that the frequencies came from aliens when they landed on Site 51 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, or in Roswell, New Mexico, actually. So be careful on frequencies. Different people are saying different things about frequencies that just plain aren't true. As a laser professional, I can tell you that just the tip of the iceberg is showing on what we know about frequencies. There's much more to learn about frequencies as we learn more about how lasers work. In fact, green light lasers are now able to be used to help us determine the frequency of organ systems such as the pancreas and or the liver and or other portions of the body. You will learn in another lesson about constructive and destructive frequencies and how they will benefit each of your organ systems in the body. But in general, when you're talking about frequency, it's the number of times you interrupt the wave of light. The wave of light is what causes the laser to work. That is what's produced. It's called the photon. And that wave, when you interrupt that wave, that's what a frequency is. If this hand were a flashlight, putting out a steady beam of light, and this hand were moving in front of the flashlight this way, this hand would be the frequency, this hand would be the hardware. And that may help to better explain what is known between waves and frequency. The wave is the flashlight. The frequency is the number of times you interrupt the light coming out of the flashlight per second. So next we'll talk about waves.